morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family of the class of 2022. I am honored to be welcoming you to Medina City Schools Ken Duke Stadium for our commencement activities for the graduating class of 2022. Before we begin today's program, in honor of today's ceremony, the class of 2022 asks that you please be respectful of all of our graduates and please hold your applause until the last name is read. Would you please join me in welcoming the Medina City Schools Board of Education members and distinguished guests. Entering the stadium at this time is the Superintendent of Medina City School District, Mr. Aaron Sable. The Assistant Superintendent of the Medina City School District, Dr. Christine Kwalik. The Medina City School Board of Education President, Mrs. Rebecca Parkhurst, Vice President, Mr. Ron Ross, and board members, Ms. Jean Pritchard and Mr. Andrew West. Following the Board of Education is Medina City School District Treasurer, Mr. David Chambers, and Superintendent of the Medina County Career Center, Mr. Stephen Chrisman. Also entering are faculty members, Mr. Michael Mazingo, Mrs. Alexandra Musselman, Mrs. Erin Vlegels, Mrs. Sherry Hersman, Ms. Stacy Wilson, and Mrs. Laura Kaliakova. As the class of 2022 is seated, you will notice the various academic awards that they have earned and are wearing today. Students who are wearing gold tassels are receiving the Ohio Diploma with Honors. They have met criteria set by the State Board of Education, which includes grade point average, specific curriculum, ACT, SAT scores, and real-world experiences. 192 students have earned a gold tassel. Specifically, 187 students have earned a gold tassel for the Ohio Academic Honors Diploma. 2 students have earned a gold tassel for the Ohio Career Tech Honors Diploma, and 3 students have earned a gold tassel for the Ohio STEM Honors Diploma. Please join me in congratulating students earning the Ohio Diploma with Honors. Students are also distinguished for their National Honor Society by a gold cord that is worn around their neck. Students are chosen by the faculty on the basis of outstanding scholarship, leadership, character, and service. 93 seniors have earned this honor. The students wearing the purple and silver cords are members of the Medina County Career Center National Technical Honor Society. We are honored to have 5 students who have earned this recognition. Please join me in congratulating students earning Honor Society. The class of 2022 also represents high academic achievement with 4 National Merit Commended students: Zachary Marley Bomer, Donald Jason Darrell, Parth Hanish Patel, Braden Mathis West. These students scored within the top 4% of all students nationwide who took the 2020 PSAT. The class of 2022 also has 3 National Merit finalists: Alex Michael Holthouse, Olivia Ann Rudd, and Braden Rowan Timms. These students scored within the top 1% of all students nationwide who took the 2020 PSAT. Congratulations. Within the class of 2022, we have 7 young men who have enlisted in the United States military and are denoted by red, white, and blue medal. Enlistments are spanning the United States Marine Corps, United States Navy, United States Army, and the United States Military Academy at West Point. In addition, this class has earned over $165,000 in national, state, and local scholarships, and over $3.5 million in college, university, and military scholarships. This generous giving by our school community is greatly appreciated by the class of 2022 and is representative of the traditional support given to our students by members of our community. Many of these seniors have participated in numerous school performances, competitions, and co-curricular athletic and academic areas, all bringing high levels of achievement and continued positive recognition to our school and community. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ken Duke Stadium. Welcome to the 147th Annual Commencement Exercises of Medina High School. Please stand and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in welcoming Madeline Rose Dayton, presenting the places we will go.
Oh, the Places We'll Go by Dr. Seuss is a fun little story about the places you'll go in life. My mom read this book to both of my siblings before their high school graduations. Of course, driving here this morning, I knew what I was in for. Today, I did not consider where someone else was going to end up, but where I, Madeline, was going to end up in life. I felt a rush of panic. There are so many paths. How am I possibly ready to decide which is right for me? And not to mention the countless memories we're about to leave behind. People say today is the end of a chapter for all of us. Ending a chapter of your life is frightening. It causes anxiety about all the unknowns in the future. Although it is frightening, it is also so much fun. You get to look back on everything that has happened and move forward, making new memories and creating a path for yourself. Although people talk about graduation being a chapter of life that has ended, it doesn't feel like just a chapter to me. It feels like a full novel. I mean, how can 13 years of learning and memories be summed up by just one chapter? It's impossible, it can't. The book we are closing is made up of 3 main parts, and I want to take a moment and remember them. The first part is elementary school, and it is where we started this long journey. Kindergarten is like reading the blurb on the back of the book. It gives you some information about the book before it actually gets started. Kindergarten is where we start to understand what school is going to be like. After reading the blurb, we are ready to begin Chapter 1 and kick off this adventure. Chapter 1. In first grade, we began taking art, music, and gym classes. Getting rewarded with extra recess would always make our day. Let's move on to Chapter 3. We are starting to read chapter books, but unfortunately, this is the first of many air tests. Skip to Chapter 5. We are now the big kids of the school, and there is nothing cooler than being on safety patrol. We look back at Raz Kids, Duck Sales, and COSI as we complete part 1 of this book. After graduating from 5th grade, we are now ready for part 2, middle school. In Chapter 6, we enter a new building. We had to figure out how to open a locker with a real lock on it. No classes with people from our elementary school, and what do you mean I need to change clothes for gym class? It was an adjustment, but it did not take long for us to learn our way around. Chapter 7 was not much different than the chapter before, except now social studies was called history for some bizarre reason. Chapter 8 came, and a bunch of us had the opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C., and it was definitely the highlight of middle school. Most of us also went to Cedar Point at the end of the year. All in all, Chapter 8 was pretty fun, and it was the end of middle school. We move on to high school and the final part of this book. Chapter 9. This new building is huge, and there are so many people. We never knew there could be so many different classes, clubs, and extracurriculars to participate in. We all share the struggle of trying to find where our lockers and classes are located. We're back to being the little kids of the building once more. In Chapter 10, life was going pretty well. We know our way around the building, and we have a new group of friends. But then, plot twist, we had an extended spring break, and all of our days just blurred together. After After months of quarantine, Chapter 11 had finally arrived, but it was nothing like we had experienced in the past. We came back with arrows on the floor, masks on our faces, and social distancing. Some people, myself included, didn't come back last year. We had to learn virtually away from everyone. This seemed to be the most challenging school year for everyone, and we weren't sure if things would get back to normal. After making it through the longest and most difficult chapter of this book, we are now ready for senior year. Chapter 12. This is the year we have been imagining since we were little kids. We got our school dances, swarm, and most things we have done in the past back. All of these things had more meaning this year since we didn't have a chance to do them in the previous year. We became mentors to the underclassmen who looked up to us, whether it was in sports, clubs, or even in the classroom. In the blink of an eye, we completed our last chapter at MHS, and we are back at this very moment. But where to next? What happens after we close this book? We start writing a new one. When we were little, we didn't have a choice about going to school. We were told we were going to school, so we did, no questions about it. But now, we determine where we are going next and what we're going to do with our lives. Whether that means continuing your education in college, serving our country, or entering the workforce. No one is telling us what the right path is. We decide the places we'll go. All of us have been on a long, crazy journey to get here today. The way I see it is graduation is finally reaching the end of a good book. At times, you question the ability to finish it when things get hard or something happens even though you didn't want it to. You decide to push through it, and now you get to see the beautiful ending unfold and look back on the previous chapters. With the support of our parents and families, teachers and coaches, we have made it. We persevered through many challenges to get here, and it paid off. This book has ended, but we have many more books to write. Congratulations, class of 2022. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Thank you, and go Bees.
Thank you, Madeline. Please welcome Superintendent Mr. Aaron Sable.
On behalf of the Medina City Schools, I'd like to welcome everyone to the commencement ceremony for the graduating class of 2022. My name is Aaron Sable, and it has been my honor and pleasure to serve Medina City Schools as superintendent for the past 7 years. I'd like to thank our parents, guardians, grandparents, and family members for your unending support. These past few years, many of you have taken on multiple roles as provider, parent, guardian, assistant educator. Students, please take a moment to show your appreciation for those who have supported you to get to this day. Next, I would like to say thank you to all the employees in the school district. Every staff member plays a vital role in educating our students, now even more than ever. If our staff can please stand and be recognized. Let's also recognize the graduates who are dedicating themselves to the various branches of our military. The commitment you are making to our country is highly commendable. Those of you who will be serving our country, if you could please stand, you deserve extra recognition.
and for the class of 2022. Fred Rogers dedicated a lifetime to educating children. His TV show was formulated from child psychology and educational leadership that guided generations to question, explore, collaborate, and constantly learn from the world around them. He helped children see their normal and encouraged them to be courageous enough to guide their own normal through acceptance, understanding, and love. He felt it was important that we develop a love for learning and what we do for the rest of our lives. Fred Rogers said, "The best teacher in the world is the one who loves what he or she does and just loves it in front of you." The same can be said for someone successful in any career. Think about your favorite teachers or those that inspire you. I'll bet they are passionate about what they do. Fred Rogers created a neighborhood of normal that led children to solve problems and explore to turn their everyday normal into passion. Normal. New normal. When will things be normal? What is normal? What was normal? These are some of the most common questions I have heard from people over the past few years. It has been far too easy to get lost in longing for a normal that is out of our control, the normal that used to be. We focus our energy on things out of our control instead of making the best of what is within our power. Mr. Rogers felt that some days doing the best we can may still fall short of what we would like to be able to do. But life isn't perfect on any front. Doing what we can with what we have is the most we should expect of ourselves or anyone else. Normal is a product of our circumstances and what we do with the variables we can control within those circumstances. Reflecting upon the history of our past 3 years will help us establish a better, more successful normal for the future. Learning loss and student success after high school seemed to be a constant concern outside of our school walls during the pandemic. This thinking is the result of being stuck in a pattern of a fixed normal. A normal where desks are in rows and teachers are on chalkboards. Where learning is memorizing and smart is regurgitating all we know. This has been the normal for past generations, but is not the normal for the future. The old smart served us well in the 20th century during the Industrial Revolution and during a time when people worked a single job their entire life. We now walk around with the old smart in our pockets. Robots are working assembly lines, and a smart computer is the undisputed champion of Jeopardy. Your generation is redefining normal for learning and smart, which is essential because these new skills are necessary for our changing world. It is no longer about knowing, it is about using. How do you use the massive amount of knowledge that is at your fingertips to solve problems and collaborate with others? How open are you to exploring and accepting others' ideas and using a collaborative approach towards a resolution? And this next one might be the hardest. Is it okay to make mistakes and use them as tools to make us smarter? Are you open to continually changing and evolving? These are the skills that you will need to be successful in the 21st century. The challenge we have as the old generation is to provide you the space, freedom, and structures to redefine normal so you will be successful. You will have found success through systems that were outdated due to generations trapped in a fixed normal view. The pandemic was a kick in the butt, forcing those generations to catch up. Imagine how you all will thrive moving forward. Now that we carry SMART in our pockets, we have a greater capacity for wonder. Mr. Rogers stated our society is much more interested in information than wonder, in noise rather than silence. And I feel that we need a lot more wonder and a lot more silence in our lives. This statement is more relevant than ever because we live in an area of instantaneous information. Wondering is to reconsidering and adjusting the malleable parts of our normal and allows us control. Never stop wondering, learning, and asking questions. And finally, to be successful is to love ourselves. Self-love is part of the journey and comes before success is achieved. Celebrate your uniqueness because it is our differences in collaboration with others that leads to the greatest success. This means approaching others with compassion and empathy, even when you may never agree. Mr. Rogers always reminded us at the end of each of his shows, you always make each day a special day. You know how, by just your being you. There's only one person in the whole world that's like you, and that's you. And people can like you just exactly the way you are. Congratulations, class of 2022. It is definitely a beautiful day in the neighborhood. At this time, I would like to invite Dahlia Cargill and Alex Henry to the podium to recite a poem by Amanda Gorman called New Day's Lyric. She shares many of the similar points as Mr. Rogers, and she is a voice from your generation.
May this be the day we come together. Mourning, we come to mend. Withered, we come to weather. Torn, we come to tend. And battered, we come to better. Tethered by this year of yearning, we are learning that even though we weren't ready for this, we have been ready by it. We steadily vow that no matter how we are weighed down, we must always pave a way forward.
This hope is our door, our portal. Even if we never get back to normal, someday we can venture beyond it, to leave the known and take the first few steps. So let us not return to what was normal, but reach toward what is next.
What was cursed, we will cure. What was plagued, we will prove pure. Where we tend to argue, we will try to agree. Those fortunes we forswore, now the future we foresee. Where we weren't aware, we're now awake. Those moments we missed are now these moments we make. The moments we meet in our hearts, once all together beaten, now together beat.
Come, look up with kindness yet, for even sadness can be sourced from sorrow. We remember not just for the sake of yesterday, but to take on tomorrow.
We heed this old spirit in a new day's lyric. In our hearts we hear it. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne. Be bold, saying time this year. Be bold, saying time. For when you honor yesterday, tomorrow ye will find.
Know what we fought need not to be forgot nor for none. It defines us, binds us as one. Come over, join this day just begun. For whenever we come together,
we will forever overcome.
Thank you, Mr. Sable, Alex, and Delia. I now have the pleasure of introducing Olivia Ann Rudd, presenting Kindergarten Wall.
Good morning, Medina, and congratulations to my fellow members of the class of 2022. I can't believe this day has finally come. It seems just yesterday I was walking the halls of my soon-to-be high school, panicking and thinking that I would never understand what the green and gold neighborhoods meant. Recently, as graduation has been approaching, I have found myself reflecting on the passage of time. I remember when we were in elementary school, we were each given a unique email address that started with our graduating year of 22, followed by our initials. Back then, graduating seemed a lifetime away, and I thought I would never reach a year as big as 22. Elementary school was a much simpler time, from kickball tournaments, in which I co-captained my team to victory, to selling magazines for duck keychains. But even those years of pure youth put us on the track to where we sit today. One of my favorite class settings in elementary school was music with Miss Gilbert. We would all sing together, extremely out of tune, to songs from a dusty old textbook. One that has stuck with me all this time is titled Kindergarten Wall, and I would like to put my amateur singer twist on the chorus of this song for you all today, and if you find yourself remembering this song, please sing along. Of all you learn here, remember this the best. Don't hurt each other and clean up your mess. Take a nap every day, wash before you eat. Hold hands, stick together, look before you cross the street. And remember the seed in the little paper cup. First the root goes down and then the plant grows up. I never quite understood. Oh. Thank you. I never quite understood why this song meant so much to me from a young age, and why I enjoyed singing it so much. We surely sang songs with more eloquent lyrics than a simple tune about the tasks of a kindergartner. As I dove deeper into the true meaning of each lyric, I began to understand why I resonated with the song so much, and how each stanza relates to where I stand today. The first line of the chorus is "Don't hurt each other." Now, in some ways, it really is telling rambunctious kindergarten students who are finally free of their parents' control to not hit their fellow classmates. But to us today, we have learned that our collective success is brought about not by hurting each other on the path to our future and sabotaging someone in order to get ahead, but instead jointly pushing toward our goals. True success of the Medina class of 2022 will be found if we do not stand in anyone else's way, but instead encourage their success in order to find success on our own. Medina has done an outstanding job creating a community mentality that strengthens each individual and allows them the chance to pursue their every desire. The song follows with the phrase, "Clean up your mess," which many of us still need to learn when it comes to our bedrooms and cars. This also means, however, that when we, as Medina High School students, make a mistake, we must own up to it and work to fix it. This sometimes means making an extra effort to right what has been made wrong and admitting to our own flaws. Sometimes, especially as teenagers learning who we truly want to become, it is necessary to wash ourselves clean of the old and step into the new. The next line, and perhaps one of my favorites, is "Take a nap every day." I thoroughly enjoy my after-school naps, which I'm sure many of you indulge in as well. What this rest is really doing, though, is giving our bodies and minds time to reset. It is not a sign of laziness to take a nap at our age, but it is a sign that we are keeping an eye on our mental and physical health. School is taxing, and a nap, or something like it that shuts down a racing mind, brings calmness and tranquility in times of need. Sometimes, a short break from the stresses of life can keep you grounded and sane in the whirlwind world we live in. The song demands to wash before you eat, a grand health command, especially in the crazy times we've experienced over the past few years. This also instructs individuals to pay attention to their actions and prepare effectively. It is important never to go into a situation half-hearted and to give each task all the power you can muster by mentally and physically preparing beforehand. The song prepares youth for snack time, but today we are preparing adults for college, public service, or maybe even their career, so we must all help each other to be ready. The tune continues to describe how everyone must hold hands, stick together, look before you cross the street. This has been immensely important in our recent years. It is truly critical to have a support system you can lean on when necessary, and important to recognize the people, places, and things that you can draw strength from in times of need. As we graduate, we are crossing a much wider and busier street than East Washington or Weymouth, so we must keep our heads high and walk along with pride. The final line of the song describes a powerful image of a growing plant with which first the root goes down and then the plant grows up. Throughout all our years as part of the Medina City school system, 15 in my case, we have unknowingly been growing our roots into the Medina network. Our teachers, mentors, friends, and family have given us the opportunity to plant a foundation in our community and are today pushing us to flourish outside of our MCS soil. Each and every one of us will grow differently. That much is guaranteed. It may feel like a temporary separation, and we may feel homesick and miss our classmates as we are transitioning to a new life, because it truly is a whole new life, but we will never lose each other. We have grown our roots into the Medina system, and we'll always have that bedrock no matter where we go. Today, I congratulate you, Medina's class of 2022, for being here in Ken Duke Stadium, garbed in your green gowns, and having the courage to take the next step into the world beyond. As we all throw our caps into the air, we are starting the process of growing up and showing appreciation for our roots that have so gracefully been crafted here in Medina, Ohio. My heart goes out to all of you as we embark on our new lives and become more than just a seed in a paper cup, but a luscious evergreen in the big world ahead. Congratulations, and go Bees.
Thank you, Olivia. Medina High School graduates, class of 2022, I wish you success, and now, as principal of Medina High School, I certify with great honor that these students have met all academic requirements for graduation as set forth by the Medina City School Board of Education and the state of Ohio. I present this class to the Board of Education and recommend that they be granted their diplomas, signifying graduation from Medina High School as the class of 2022. I would now like to call to the podium the class of 2022.
Good morning, families, friends, and graduates. As we begin to recognize our seniors, please hold applause until all students' names have been called. It is important for each family to hear their own child's name and be respectful for each of their peers. Thank you. We appreciate your cooperation. Alexandria Ryan Henry.
Bryn Noel Heath.
Madeline Rose Dayton.
Jacob Alaya Alisoth.
Olivia Ann Rudd.
Drew Patrick Aller.
Abigail Elizabeth Acurio.
Emma Joanne Anderson.
Jack Christopher Albrecht.
Alyssa Ann Androzak.
Connor Gavin Amos.
Nicholas Matthew Ash.
Samuel Michael Anderson.
Andrew Howard Avalon.
Shannon Marie Ansberry.
Hunter Joseph Baines.
Michael Ray August.
Kira Reese Ballinger.
Owen Maxwell Bailey.
Lindsay Ann Barazda.
Aiden Scott Balicki.
Andrew David Beard.
Brenna Claire Bandura.
Anna Catherine Becker.
Dylan Matthew Batke.
Bryce Dalton Beach.
Catherine Winter Beshen.
Abby Louise Mattis.
Cameron John Seifert.
Hannah Marie McLeod.
Reese Autumn Lloyd.
Nicholas Robert McLeod.
Portia Alicia Bex.
Chloe Ann Bertimus.
Presley Joseph Bell.
Bridget Murphy Varley.
Spencer Jonathan Berry.
Hayden Robert Babel.
Nadia Vanessa Bettel.
Drew Scott Booth Jr.
Jesse Carl Bobbs.
Dylan Stephen Booth.
Cheyenne May Boland.
Emily Francis Brand.
Zachary Marley Bomer.
Luke Waldemar Brunkholtz.
Alexis Lynn Bowman.
Ethan Guy Weil.
Miranda Elizabeth Boyd.
Faith Rihanna Webb.
Anthony Eugene Woodyard.
Jackson Douglas Walsh.
Brinley Michaela Brynack.
Isabel Catherine Bush.
Elijah Vincent Boulin.
Gabriel Joseph Byrne.
Miss Shakayla Alexei Birch.
Grace Elizabeth Canfield.
Anna Catherine Burns.
Delia Anne-Marie Cargill.
Emma Elizabeth Bush.
Rowan Rose Carlton.
Daphne Emily Canfield.
Aiden Lee Castle.
Nicholas James Carreno.
Cameron Morgan Chandler.
Ryan Emery Carlson.
Ashley Paige Shaveda.
Autumn Rose Carney.
Fulton William Safranik.
Timothy Ryan Caspio.
Eiley Rose Coates.
Mia Ashley Chan.
Antonio Christian Coleman.
Tammy Tanya Wallinen.
Peyton Ashley Cook.
Brenna Therese Chassar.
William David Cornett.
Vance Riley Sisman.
Serenity Diane Courtright.
Karis Elizabeth Coleman.
Colton Thomas Crabiel.
Xavier Richard Coleman.
Angelo Amelin Crucis.
Benjamin Walker Colonius.
Kyler Ian Cusick.
Wilder Elliott Cook.
Donald Jason Darrell.
Nolan Victor Costello.
Nicholas Michael Vukovic.
Julia Catherine Coyle.
DeMarlo William Delott.
Daniel Lee Krogan.
Miranda Annalise Vella.
Abby Elizabeth Curtis.
Isabella Danielle DiMarino.
Trevor Douglas Danielson.
Elhaj Ibrahima Diop.
Carson Lee Davis.
Mihail Danichi.
Andrew William Delac.
Sierra Kaylee Donovan.
Gabriella Marie DeMichael.
Hallie Marie Dowsick.
Aiden Richard Dexheimer.
Haley Jane Edinger.
Owen Michael Diney.
Christian Ahadio Eisenman.
William Edward Dolan.
Joseph Walter Valentine.
Sean Michael Donnelly.
Samuel Michael Everard.
Brandon Christopher Wyant.
Ryan William Farrell.
Sky Lynn Dumont.
James Joseph Feeks IV.
Clayton Robert Dyer.
Jeremy Joseph Feltrin.
Olivia Leong Ehas.
Jackson David Fertel.
Lucy Grace West.
Stephanie Lynn Florick.
Anthony Lee Webb.
Stephanie Ann Fox.
Jacqueline Marie Farnsworth.
Nicholas Alexander Fresh.
Nicholas John Fartelli.
Matthew James Fuge.
Matthew James Warnament.
Avery Andrea Gandalf.
Mackenzie Elizabeth Feeks.
Logan Ryan Gardner.
Alyssa Rochelle Ferrari.
Bryce Austin Gosser.
Kellen Whitney Floor.
Emma Elizabeth Gavlak.
Madison Karin Folks.
Alec Todd Gersbacher.
Isabel Nicole Wagner.
Courtney Renee Gearhart.
Kenny Aiden Fry.
Caden George Gordon.
Bailey Elizabeth Fury.
Kyle Garrick Gordon.
Isabella Ann Vane.
Liam Joshua Graham.
Jared Russell Gaskins.
Madeline Roxanne Graziosi.
Tracy Elizabeth Gabel.
Elizabeth Lillian Gunner.
Jacob Allen Gerhard.
Kaylee May Guthrie.
Connor Gassation.
Dustin Michael Hafner.
Jordan Michael Gilroy.
Alexis Debran Hall.
Kyle Owen Goebel.
Tracy Lewis Hammond.
Cameron Kyram Ford.
Matthew Edwin Hamula.
Damon Marcel Ford.
Zachary Tyler Hankins.
Aurora Lynn Vanna.
Savannah Renee Hardy.
Caleb Jeffrey Grasskemper.
Mia Ray Harris.
Nikita John Grillis.
Tyler Andrew Harrison.
Brandon Michael Gunno.
Hunter Scott Ulrey.
Nathan Lee Gwynn.
Benjamin Matthew Hartman.
Brendan Thomas Heidinger.
Delaney Kara Hausler.
Audrey Lee Kotick.
Caroline Patricia Hawes.
Zachary Stephen Parker.
Megan Elizabeth Heath.
Jackson Rife Parkhurst.
Molly Taylor Heaton.
Kyle Jeffrey Solomon.
Avery Jillian Hine.
Connor Matthew Schaefer.
Mitchell Douglas Hines.
Eric Andrew Shimko.
Riley Elizabeth Helmick.
Emma Claire Sealski.
Chloe Louise Helsel.
Braden Rowan Timms.
Haley Ann Hennigan.
Tristan Jacob Walser.
Nicholas Patrick O'Sullivan.
Hunter Ray Haggard.
Megan Elizabeth Komar.
Owen Portner Halpin.
Carly Josephine Carbon.
Andrew Samuel Hensley.
Elena Marie Harris.
Sydney Ray Hertner.
Nicholas Peter Manley.
Jillian May Hetzler.
Kaylee Marie Phoebus.
Elizabeth June High.
Sophia Lynn Leckie.
Kara Nicole Hilty.
Derek Anthony Myers.
Tyler Morgan Yort.
Kayla Elizabeth Hess.
Alex Robert Hoffmeister.
Bradley Dylan Hayduck.
Alex Michael Holthouse.
Maxwell Michael Hiller.
Cassandra Louise Hooper.
Tyler Joseph Hines.
Breck Thomas Horton.
Eli Calvin Hodges.
Ashley Patricia Hudson.
Sarah Joy Holdridge.
Gavin Edward Hewells.
Kate Aislinn Zanglin.
Kaylee Renee Hummel.
Benjamin Grant Young.
Amarian N.C. Hurt.
Benjamin David Perkins.
Michael Andreas Ivanov.
Lexi Lynn Seasock.
Juwan LaShawn Jackson.
Regine Attendum Jofi Jarvis.
Olivia Marie Jagodnik.
Abigail Elizabeth Havorka.
Jenna Diane Johnson.
Kaylee Tamelo Huffaker.
Keon Maurice Johnson.
Taylor Marie Holvey.
Nicole Michelle Johnson.
Cole Schaefer Hurla.
Benjamin Butler.
Cameron O'Brien Hutchison.
Adam Thomas Kokludis.
Lillian Ann Ivy.
Armin Singh Callan.
Noah Christopher Jacobson.
Jordan Emily Callett.
Haley Noel Johnson.
Abigail Ray Zimmerman.
Peyton Lynn Johnson.
Madison Ann Zaccaro.
Juliana Celeste Johnson.
Zachary Thomas Keffer.
Samuel James Johnson.
Declan Charles Kelly.
Lauren Jean Jareski.
Reed Edward Kelps.
Emerson Joseph Kazmarek.
Riley Kate Kerber.
Rebecca Joy Susan Piero.
Mahak Makash Khatri.
Madeline Rosemary Mellert.
Carly Irene King.
Gavin Alexander Kane.
Zachary Thomas King.
Jessica Catherine Kansler.
Amanda Renee Claus.
Devin Dakota Kane.
Grace Ramay Kohler.
Philip Matthew Kay.
Allison Mackenzie Kohler.
Caroline Grace Keller.
Ellie Jean Costco.
Ryan Parker Kelly.
Emma Rose Kriak.
Michael Jerome Kennelly.
Jeffrey Joseph Kirkle.
Leah Page Karaki.
Kayla Rose Kutzel.
Sydney Grace Kindrat.
Madison Rose LaFair.
Jalen Alea Nicole King.
Shannon Morgan Lang.
Noah Jacob Kirsch.
Catherine Elizabeth LaRussa.
Charles David Klickman.
Aiden Robert Law.
Brennan Michael Wolf.
Olivia Jean Leach.
Marcus Henry Conoval.
Joseph Vincent Leto.
Mason Curtis Ritter.
Logan Michael Lazert.
Courtney Eileen Welsh.
Jacqueline Marie Lewis.
Kelly Shea Kraus.
Emma Joanne Lincoln.
Margaret Elizabeth Kristen.
Luke Alexander Luzader.
Lindsay Claire Kurt.
Claire Catherine Mack.
Stone Michael Quast.
Jenna Marie Malloy.
Madeline Sky Lykorosik.
Megan Ann Malloy.
Natalie Phyllis Lapius.
Parker James Wilson.
Nicholas Michael Ladato.
Lauren Michaela Marquard.
Emma Grace Lawrence.
Jana Marstany.
Cody Jacob Leonard.
Jacob Michael Marzulli.
David Scott Lightfoot.
Eli Joseph Matthews.
Andrew Michael Lightfoot.
Lana Danielle McCullum Haverdale.
Gavin James Lightfoot.
Brianna Nicole Bell.
Dylan J. Logan.
Jennifer Elizabeth Mejia Alvarado.
Alexandra Rose Mack.
Jillian Ava Mesner.
Samantha Marie Main.
Trista Marie Melcher.
Joseph Dooley Malvin.
Jalen Elizabeth Miller.
Harrison William Mancini.
Kyla Elizabeth Miller.
Kendall Riley Marple.
Samuel Graydon Miller.
Michael David Marsh.
Marlia Nicole Makashevsky.
Tanner Gray Willis.
Maxwell Neville Moore.
Isabella Marie Mash.
Sydney Faith Morrison.
Dylan Matthew McHale.
Naila Azizanea Williams.
Benjamin Michael McClintock.
Gwendolyn Elizabeth Nagel.
Elatiany Medina Reyes.
Matea Ella Nulty.
Alexis Ann Metz.
James Paul Neat.
Morgan Elizabeth Metz.
Brielle Harper Nymark.
Jacob James Miller.
Emma Catherine Nemirovsky.
Catherine Mary Miller.
Madeline Grace Newell.
Courtney Sky Miller.
Ethan Hong Fun Win.
Michael Patrick Miller.
Georgia Ann Nielsen.
Fiona Kelly Moore. Alana Marie Nugent.
Alexander Wolfgang Morris.
Anthony Marshall Nussbaum.
Bridget Patricia Mowry.
Avrix Levon Oliver.
Colin Patrick Murphy.
Summer Ann Ostendorf.
Nicholas Paul Nagel.
Leora Lucille Owings.
Rebecca Ann Naylor.
Ashton William Palumbo.
Hannah Marie Niger.
Price Matthew Pancher.
Austin Jeremy Nelson.
Anthony Peter Paoletta.
Avery Madeline Netzband.
Kayla Ann Marie Parker.
Bruce William Newlands.
Peyton Bryn Pasadine.
Zoe David Nichols.
Kalia Rose Utero.
Stephen Glenn Norwood.
Skylar Ann Patton.
Lauren Marie Nusky.
Axel Nico Pedercini Sanchez.
Jack Nicholas O'Neill.
Quentin Ross Whitehill.
Keegan Michael O'Reilly.
Rogan Tyler Perrine.
Layla Diana O'Day.
Isaiah Malik Perry.
Andrew David Altier.
Richard Scott Pincava.
Maxwell Alexander Gabrielson.
Adam Alois Pluskanka.
William Joseph Kistner.
Gavin Allen Podolak.
Stephen Edward Mozak.
Mason James Pogue.
Nicholas Isaiah Peters.
Aiden Polanski.
Sean Daniel Peterson.
Benton William Pontius.
Matthew Andrew Petkovich.
Lillian Grace Powers.
Vincent Arthur Fall.
Madison Lee Price.
Noah David Feister.
Sydney Drew Priestley.
Natalie Ann Piatek.
Anthony Mark Przinski.
Ella Nicole Pickens.
Elena Renee Punchak.
Caitlin Grace Pierce.
Madison Elizabeth Rath.
Matthew James Pierce.
Sean William Ron.
Luke Barcelona Pilarski.
Jenna Lynn Rizavi.
Ashley Rose Reason.
Madison Nicole Reed.
Joshua Arthur Reynolds.
Mia Isabella Reese.
Sarah Caitlin Riley.
Nora Delaney Reynolds.
Isaac Emery Robbins.
Aiden Quinn Ridgway.
Michael James Rodak.
Chloe Marie Roberts.
Olivia Sue Rose.
Ethan Robert Root.
Jacob Emmett Wilkinson.
Zachary Allen Rosen.
Caden Lee Rupert.
Matthew Thomas Rudolph.
Gabriel James Salmoni.
Jake Thomas Rupelli.
Alyssa Jade Sampson.
Lindsay Rose Samaritani.
Logan Santiago.
Liana Renee Sanchez.
Sean Matthew Schellenberger.
Aubrey Madeline Skavinsky.
Charlie Tristan Schultz.
Paul Raymond Shishka.
Gabriel Montag Zimmerman.
Bradley Ryan Schwant.
Andrew Michael Wittenauer.
Sarah Ann Scott.
Allison Megan Wittenauer.
Irene Sophia Savastis.
Taylor Brianna Shadle.
Elena Marie Savinsky.
Tyler Joseph Simbor.
Nicholas Edward Shingledecker.
Madeline Paige Singer.
Mitchell Raymond Simmerly.
Riley John Cisco Schoaf.
Sahib Singh.
Rihanna Nicole Smallwood.
Ariana Summer Wheaton.
Owen Jacob Smith.
Jordan Riley Smith.
Ian Michael Sokolowski.
Rachel Aurora Smith.
Matthew Ryan Spatney.
Gabriella May Spangler.
Kenneth Allen Spitzer.
Ethan David Speckman.
Sydney Paige Stocko.
Michaelin Lee Stadler.
Nathan Patrick Staub.
Alyssa June Stadler.
Natalie Marianne Stefaniuk.
Angel Angel Lynn Steelman.
Tyler James Steffes.
Mary Therese Steffen.
Juliana Rose Stein.
Michaela Ann Stefka.
Holly Marie White.
Simon Thomas Steirer.
Dominic Andrew Straka.
Seven Ann Stow.
Madison Catherine Stucker.
Diana Rose Strong.
Taylor Ann Wyant.
Michaela Elizabeth Sullivan.
Nicholas John Zante.
Justin Michael Swindell.
Alexander Joseph Takis.
Joshua Michael Wanowski.
Nicholas Alexander West.
Renee Lynn Talaski.
Sydney Kiana Taylor.
Aubrey Lynn Tama.
Michael Elliott Terrell.
Kaylee Eileen Terrell.
Derek Charles Tice.
Kristen Marie Terrian.
Braden Mathis West.
Ariana Marie Thomas.
Olivia Tyler Thompson.
Chloe Joy Wise.
Nehemiah Neil Tolliver.
Zoe Catherine Tiffin.
Justine Nicole Trazik.
Lucas David Tome.
Alexa Jordan Travis.
Carly Valentine Trampush.
Haley Nicole Tripp.
Brian Lee Trinidad Gonzalez.
Matthew Michael Troya.
Abigail Marie Trombley.
Claire Elise Chanin.
Lauren Elizabeth Turk.
Vivian Rose Torigowski.
Joseph David Uline.
Jasmine Brianna Gardner.
Kira Marie Holzheimer.
Evelyn Rose Davis.
Dylan Amir Burgess.
Austin Chance Estep.
Winona Marie Starr Kaufman.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2022. I would now ask Senior Class President Alexandria Ryan Henry to come forward and lead the class in the tradition of turning their tassel.
As president of the senior class, I now ask all of you to join me in the turning of the tassel to signify our graduation. Congratulations.
At this time, I would like to call our concert choir officers, Reese Autumn Lloyd, Abby Louise Mattis, Hannah Marie McLeod, and Cameron John Seifert, to the stage to sing our alma mater. The words are located on the inside back cover of your programs. Please rise for the singing of the Alma Mater.
Howdy. Hey, sister.
One, two, three, four.
Sing the praise of our Medina. To her will ever be true. Joining all in each endeavor, each day our purpose renew. Courage ever showing, strength is ever growing, on to victory going, fight Medina. Sing the praise of our Medina. To her will ever be true.
Thank you.
Jealous of your voices.
Thank you for a wonderful afternoon. Please remain seated during our recessional, and please drive safely.